Lucas Clay. But right now, let's bring in our guest of the day, Indy Star Andrew Anderson. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm outside freezing my ass off right now.
and 2 days ago, we were complaining how hot it was.
Yeah, it's got quite chilly. I just got back from Toy-Con, New Jersey, in Parsippany, not too far away from where I'm going to be doing Chiller Theater this next weekend.
That's right. That's right. Chiller Theater coming up. What is that? The 25th and 6th?
24th, 25th, and 26th.
That's right. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
At the Sheridan Hotel, 199 Baldwin Road. No, 199. What road is that? 199 Smith Road in Parsippany, New Jersey. Go to chillertheater.com for guest information and details. How's that for a promo?
That's good. I mean,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, you're going to be there, so you might as well promo yourself.
Yeah. You know what? I just got a call this morning. I got a phone call, and as I'm on the phone, I hear, Hey baby, it's me. You know what it is? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with the Hulkster. I just want to make sure, baby, Jim Hart's going to be there with you with the Double A, and we're going to take some pictures because George Napolitano's going to be there. It's going to be me and you, Kevin Sullivan, and the Hulkster taking pictures. I'm like sitting there listening to Jimmy saying, Jimmy, what the fuck? I need subtitles. You know? I tell you, he goes off a mile a minute. You know.
So, at least we know now that's the way he is normally.
Yeah, he's not like that normally. I mean, he'll sit there sometimes. Jimmy Hart will call you up and he'll be like, hey, brother, how you doing? How's everything going? Everything nice and calm. And, you know, it's not like Marty Jannetty where you can't understand one word. You need like a... Like, the wolf is in the house, blah, 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 blah. It's like talking to Elvis right after he died. So...
They need to hit the pause button.
So, yeah, no, it's going to be... So I found out this morning that Jimmy's going to be there. Jimmy Hart's going to be there. He's all excited. And because he managed me a lot on the indie circuit. He managed me briefly in WCW.
Yes.
And, you know, so Jimmy's going to be there. And obviously my two dads, my papa, Kevin Sullivan.
Yes.
Because he's Papa Smurf to me. And then I'm going to have my pop, Greg the Hammer Valentine, my daddy, who's basically brought me up in the business and taking care of me in more ways than one, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, teaching me how to make money when, you know, contracts didn't get renewed and I didn't make it, you know, get a big push in any of the big two at the time. You know, he basically showed me how to make a living out of wrestling. And, you know, I was one of the guys. I've been fortunate enough. I said a long time ago, if I can't make money from wrestling, I'll make money because of wrestling. And I've been fortunate to make it through wrestling and because of wrestling. So, you know, I managed to brand myself into some kind of marketable, I got marketability, and it's pretty cool. You know, not a lot of guys that are strictly indies can say that. You know, you can't survive on the indies alone, but, you know, you do enough other things with it. The acting gigs. You know, I got a brief appearance in Marvel's Ant-Man. I got a movie coming up, directed by director Chris Northrup for Sci-Fi Channel called Axe Girlfriends. I play a serial killer. Whose ex-girlfriend is trying to kill him. So,
man. Actually,
I'm also
one of the questions I wanted to ask you that kind of relates to this was the that independent film that featured all the wrestling.
Oh, you're talking about Behind the Ropes, the one we're doing?
Yes.
Yes. Behind the Ropes right now, we took a hiatus only because there was a slight falling out between the production company, Ed Factor Productions, and the cameraman, Matt Owen. There was a little bit of a problem. Matt Adams. And they had a little bit of a falling out. So, you know, we're in the middle of working on a whole new production team, and the production company is the same, the Ed Factor Productions, but the team that's going to be filming and, you know, and pushing is a totally different team, and you know, film crew and the location spots are going to be a little different. So we're going to hit it from a different angle. We did the angle of friendship, and we approached it as my relationship with, you know, basically all the wrestlers over the years. I mean, I have a great working relationship with a lot of the guys. You know, like my best friends in the business are some of the greatest Hall of Famers of all time. So, you know, I mean, I have Tito Santana, you know, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Jimmy Superstar Snuka, Tony Atlas. You know, the list goes on, and now we're going to include some of my more contemporary friends, like, you know, Sean Morley, a.k.a. Val Venus, who I have a very, very, very close working relationship for many, many years with. We're trying to somehow reunite my old tag team partner, Rick Fuller, and get us on maybe somehow pull us into a little tour of Japan, or see how we can do our old Brody Hansen routine back in the East, the Far East. So, because if you really think about it, there was no team meaner than me and Rick Fuller. You put me and Rick Fuller in there, we fucking steamrolled you, man. We kicked your fucking ass. You had him. I mean, Kevin Sullivan used to call him. We were teaming up, and Kevin was either managing us or working against us. You'd hear Kevin with his Boston accent going, "Hey, Andrew, get Harry in the ring. Get Harry in the ring." We'd call Fuller Harry. We'd call him Harry because we'd call him Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, like Big Sasquatch, this big freaking lumbering guy. So he was awesome, So, I mean, it was just funny stuff. So we had a little nicknames, So, and so it's cool. Me and Fuller tagged on most continents together. Africa, which is now Ebola fucking Central, but we toured in Africa a lot together, and there was a lot of. I had a lot of fun with Fuller, and I want to somehow pull him out of mothballs and see if he'd be willing to give it one more shot.
I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, a lot of guys have been doing it. We had the pleasure of traveling to Legends of the Ring and Wrestling Spectacular with Gary Wolf and Axel Rotten.
Listen, I love Gary. Gary is Axel. I don't know Axel too well. I know him from on Facebook mostly. We talk to each other. We've been on some shows together, but I'm really close with Gary. Gary Wolf is one of my best friends. I love him dearly. Him, myself, and Shane Douglas have a great working relationship together. Shane was also one of my close friends, and Shane and I and Kevin Sullivan we did the Mid Atlantic Fan Fest together, and we had a blast. I mean, you just every night out to eat with me, Kevin, Shane Douglas, Greg Valentine, and it was just a really, really good time. I'm saying, being out there with some of my
be a
best
fly
friends.
on the wall for that dinner.
Oh my God, we would talk. Kevin was telling stories. Kevin was telling me stories how he gave me my first job down working for Turner, and I wasn't. They didn't want to give me a contract at the time because I was on proven territory. You know what I'm saying? I was wrestling mostly on the indies, and they put me to the power plant where Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker stretched me, basically beat the shit out of me. You had everybody going through there at one time doing tryouts and stuff, but I had a friendship with Kevin, so it was a little different. So he sort of like if I didn't work, I worked in the office a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I was more of a gopher at the time, so which was pretty cool. Kevin's awesome. Kevin is awesome. Kevin's become one of my closest, confidants, and he gives me a push, and we're going to be doing some stuff in Seattle with the Von Hess brothers, and there's a lot going on. I have a lot going on in my career. I just started working again in Texas for Southwest Wrestling Entertainment, and I got a match on November 1st against the Barbarian, one of my old rivals for years.
Wow.
One half of the Powers of Pain. We're doing a Falls Count Anywhere in the building match at the Hopkins County Civic Center in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Then we're going to eventually down the road. We're going to be in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and more shows in Texas. I think January 10th, I'm back in Texas again, and it's a fun ride. It's a fun ride. I got Chiller coming up. Chiller Theater is great. When you're on Chiller Theater and you got Hulk Hogan over there, and you have Ace Frehley from Kiss, who's a personal friend of mine who I bodyguarded for him 20 years ago, and I have a great relationship with him also. And he was an avid supporter of Andrew Anderson and helping me make it, and actually donating a song to the soundtrack for Behind the Ropes. And picture this: you're growing up as a Kiss fan, and Ace Frehley is now a friend of yours, and he's donating a song to your soundtrack of your movie. To me, that's like freaking jerking off and popping your cork and hitting the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, that's fucking awesome, bro. And then you have what's his name? Fucking John Regan, who was in Ace Frehley's band, who wrote a song with the legendary Peter Frampton and Steve Marriott, the late great Steve Marriott, who was the frontman, the singer for Humble Pie, and Anton Fig, who was also the drummer for David Letterman, and then later on was the drummer for Ace Frehley and Ace Frehley's band. The four of them did a song called "The Bigger They Are, the Harder They Fall," and they donated that song to the soundtrack. You know, I mean, it's an unreleased song. It's a classic hard rock number. And I've managed to somehow, you know, I'm living a fanboy dream because I have all these friends in all these different aspects of my life, which I grew up loving. I hate to use the word mark, but I was a huge Kiss mark. You know what I'm saying? And here I am with Ace Frehley from Kiss. I'm friends with Peter Criss, and they're friends of mine. You know what I'm saying? And they're helping push my career by donating music to a documentary on my career and the career of some of the all-time legends in the business who are good friends of mine. You know? Yes, I mean, that's fucking awesome. Really cool shit. You know, and I got to ask you a question. I can curse on this, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
A little late on the question.
I'm way beyond that already. It's going to be bleep, 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 bleep. My daughter says it's like living with Ozzy. So.
Yeah, but it's a big difference, so we can understand you.
Yeah, well, you know, you just haven't got me on the right moment, you know, the fucking bastard, you know, calling me up while I'm having my dinner saying, you remember you got to call into a radio show, you fucking prick. You know?
All right, let's ask you a couple questions.
Go ahead,
Nick. Go ahead. You go first, Nick.
With in all your time during like the independent, who some of your favorite people been that you've worked with? I know you were saying that you have a great working relationship with Shane Douglas and Gary Wolf and stuff. Who are some other people that you really enjoy working with?
Gary, but my favorite opponent of all time is, without a doubt, I love working against Mario Baccaro, who works right now for PWS, Most Sexy used to be known as. He is one of my favorite opponents of all time. He's a great indie worker. He got a little bit of a push, a developmental deal with WWE in like 2005, 2007, that area, but it never really went anywhere. He was a great worker, great guy, and he's a hell of a worker, and I love him dearly. The other one I love working beyond anybody, this is my all-time favorite opponent, is Crowbar, Chris Ford.
Okay.
And Dangerous Devon Storm, Chris Ford, I don't care what he wrestles as. Him and I have tore up the fucking mat everywhere we went. You know, I'm old school. I don't, you know, I like to do less is more, but when I'm with Chris, he pushes me to the limits. You know, I mean, I use guardrails, tables, chairs, everything, which is something I don't normally do, but I do it when I'm with him because I'm comfortable with it, and, you know, the brother can work, man. The brother's awesome. He's totally one of the most underrated guys out there, you know, and he's crazy. I'm crazy, for God's sake. You guys seen me fly off the top of the cage? You guys seen that, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen you live.
You know, I fucking fly off the top of the steel cage, man. I mean, I'm a 290-pound guy doing a senton. That's fucking either stupid, crazy, or fucking retarded. So
it's a little of everything.
A little of everything. Thank you. So.
Now, you said you were going to be at Chiller. I know also you're going to be November 8th. You're going to be at the big event in Queens.
I'm going to be at the big event in Queens, and I want to thank Ceduto signing. I want to thank Tommy Ceduto. I want to thank Brian Barth. I love those guys. They have taken me in as one of their own, and they've really, you know, they don't usually put guys who really, really haven't been on top, unless you've been on top working for Vince or working on top for Turner. They really haven't really taken a lot of guys like that and put them in. They've taken me and they've treated me as an equal to everybody else, and a lot of the guys, a lot of the top names have treated me like an equal. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't a money maker like they were for their in my time. You know what I'm saying? To me, that recognition is important. You know what I'm saying? That recognition
absolutely.
is important. It's really cool. I mean, I busted my ass out there. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to. Can I ever? This? I got a question. Can I use names?
You can say whatever you want.
I can say there are people out there that have. I have my detractors. I have people out there who have somebody says something. A promoter of a New Jersey federation kind of shit on me behind my back. When somebody said something, compared me to this untrained mark called One Warrior Nation. He put me on par with that piece of crap. You know, I mean, that guy's an trained freaking hunk of dog shit who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, doesn't know a wristlock from a wristwatch. You know what I'm saying? And this one promoter turns around and says, he goes, "Oh, Andrew Anderson, he's a hack. I put him on par with One Warrior Nation." Who the fuck is this guy? I ain't gonna give any names, but Mario Baccaro works for him. But that's kind of fucking douche, you know? So, and I thought that was fucking. I got back to me, and I was like kind of shocked because I don't even know this man. I never met him in my life, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would this guy say something like that about me? You know what I'm saying? Until you fucking got in the ring and actually worked with me or watched me work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a douchey thing to say to me. I mean, that's